After a steep drive down from the Rocky Mountains into the Columbia River Valley, I have arrived here at Radium Hot Springs, pretty much the end point of Kootenay National Park. So from here, I'm going to drive just about a kilometer or two to the actual hot springs, where I'm going to take a soak and then continue my way to the village a little bit later this afternoon. You can see the craggy, narrow rock valley that I'm in right now, this small little canyon. So you can see this raging little river right next to the hot springs. I'm not sure of the temperature of this water, but it's probably getting up there at this point. So you can see they're open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. right now, 10 a.m. to 8 on the weekends, and they have a hot and a cold pool. So nice to finally see it open after a good year, and I guess they don't want you to bring in any substances. So access to the hot springs is just down this walkway. So this is by far one of my favorite hot springs in Canada. So you can't see the pools from here, but a little part of it's there at least. That's the cold pool. And the hot pool is actually, I believe, on the other side. You can't really see it, but it's right up against these rocks, which make this a very atmospheric hot springs here in Canada. So this is one of, I believe, 3 hot springs in the Canadian Rockies. Banff Upper Hot Springs, which is still closed due to COVID. There is the Miette Hot Springs in Jasper National Park, and the Radium Hot Springs here in British Columbia. So can't wait to check it out. Beautiful sunny day. Unfortunately, I forgot my sunscreen at the hotel in Canmore. In terms of Canadian tourist attractions, this is government run. So this is actually one of our national parks. So absolutely incredible. And yeah, definitely a cool experience. The entrance fee is about $7.50, more or less. It's not a lot of money, plus tax. And you can see here, this is the cold pool. The less relaxing of the two, at least. Yeah, your typical swimming pool over here. But yeah, beautiful setting. So it's actually quite shallow. It's only up to my waist, so I don't think it gets much deeper than this. It's more for just relaxing and bathing. But yeah, really historic 1960s building by the looks of it. Thankfully they don't make you wear masks in the pool, which would be obnoxious. So one cool thing that's changed since my last visit here is that they now include the locker fee as part of your admission. So everybody gets a locker, evidently. Usually charged you about $2, so you have to buy a token, but now it is included with your admission. So $7.45 gets you unlimited access to the pool and the locker. So pretty good deal. So you can see that all of this water is fed naturally from the hot springs. Just the geothermic activity in this area, so pretty cool. But it's not sulfurous at all. So yeah, usually it can be a bit of an acidic water with some salts in it or whatever else. You know, the sulfur smell, but this is actually quite neutral, I suppose, and odor neutral and as well flavor. It's metallic for sure, but it's definitely not salty. All right, so this is the cold pool. Probably a good time to cool down now that I'm pretty much lightheaded and feel like collapsing. Looks like they even have a water slide for the kids here, so that's cool. It's closed though, due to COVID, I guess. Definitely nice to stop here at Radium Hot Springs and enjoy the water. I'm so glad this is open and it's not closed due to COVID. This feels like regular life again, thankfully. All right, that was thoroughly worth it. $7.45 well spent. Whew. Beautiful. You can see the hot pool over there. But yeah, definitely enjoyed my time there. and getting back towards the car now, heading back on the highway. Highly recommended if you are in the area to check out the Radium Hot Springs. You will not be disappointed. So I'm just here in the town site of Radium Hot Springs, British Columbia. Very small village, but it is definitely a resort town, so quite touristy. And this is the Sinclair Creek Trails, I guess. So Sinclair Creek is down there somewhere. And the Columbia River, not too far away, the headwaters of the Columbia, that goes all the way down to the Oregon coast at Astoria, Oregon. It empties into the sea. Very cool. Yeah, Radium Hot Springs is known for these sandy bluffs pretty much everywhere. It's almost a desert landscape inland here. It's quite a dry microclimate compared to the mountains. But now I am on the western slopes of the Rocky Mountains, so this is where the Rockies end, and the Columbia River Valley is here, and those are the central interior mountains of British Columbia. Beautiful place. I'm gonna walk down towards the brewery. I guess there's one about 3 blocks away. Hopefully it's open. I'm not sure of the hours, but it is Friday, so hopefully things are open a little bit later than usual here. This is one of the major resorts here in Radium. Some potted plants. Weed store. Definitely a laid-back town. Not a ton open though. I would say only about half of the things are open compared to whether this was a regular summer, I suppose. So I'm gathering it's right over here, this patio on the corner. But there is no signage, so that's kind of odd. I guess this place just opened up on June the 12th, so it's only been open 8 days, not even a week. Brand new. That's why they don't have a sign. Alrighty, got myself a flight. So 2 IPAs, a Pilsner, and a brown ale. So this looks amazing, but a little bit pricey. $12.50 Canadian plus $2 tip I gave them, so looking at about $14.50 for 4 small glasses of beer, but it is what it is. Great to taste some local microbrews. Trying their East Coast IPA at this point. It leaves a little bit to be desired, I suppose, but yeah, not quite bitter enough for a true IPA, but they tried. It's hard to get right. Yeah, so anyway, I've enjoyed my time here in Radium. Decided I'm probably going to just head back straight up to Banff and then head home. And this is just a nice little 2-day getaway, not a full trip in and of itself, so not going to necessarily add to it unless, I guess we'll see how the day goes, but likely just get home and stay on top of my weekend. The owner admitted to me that they're still kind of working out the wrinkles, so to speak, so some of the beers were questionable. So if you're looking for their IPA, I would not necessarily try the East Coast IPA. He said they put honey in it. It's actually decent, but I wouldn't call it an IPA. I definitely enjoyed my time here. Not sure what the plan is going to be from here on out. Got to charge my phone and see what hotels are running tonight in different parts of British Columbia. I might just drive all the way home, not too sure, but I guess we'll see what the day brings. So some good views of the Columbia River from up here. Again, this is the headwaters of the Columbia, so not a whole lot of water at this point. But yeah, from here it heads south all the way down through Washington State to Oregon and empties into the ocean. One of the largest rivers. So this is Highway 93 over here. You can see people are clipping along, and it looks like the sun is getting pretty low. I better head out into the mountains soon, or else visibility is going to be an issue for sure. I have about 2 more hours of daylight until the sun sets. But beautiful vantage point just above the town of Radium Hot Springs, which is right over there. Bighorn sheep sighting. Oh my goodness, that's exciting. So cool. Wow. It is an 11% uphill grade through these canyon walls. As you can see, the speed limit is only 30 kilometers an hour in this zone. I got about an hour and a bit of driving here before I get to Banff. I'll probably get there after dark and maybe just in time for a late dinner. But from there, it'll be back home towards the Calgary area. Nice little 24-hour visit, maybe 30-hour visit to the mountains of British Columbia and Alberta. All right, this is likely one of my last stops of the day at this point, but I'm here on the side of the highway in Kootenay National Park. Amazing views of the Rocky Mountains. So you can see the entire eastern front of the Rocky Mountains right here. We're kind of straddling them at this point. So again, the Western Ranges, and I'm headed this way towards the Alberta border. You can just see how majestic that valley is all the way up. All right, back on the road.